Hi, I'm Mark. I'm back in front of one of my raised beds, this time to talk about a gardening technique that will save you time and effort and can have a huge impact on crop yields and give you less problems overall. And we could all use less problems nowadays. Stay tuned to learn more about this technique called no-dig or no-till gardening. If you're serious about growing food at home, then this is the channel for you. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell to be notified of new videos as they are posted. So now on to this week's topic, on no-till or no-dig gardening. This technique has been around for a while, but in the past few years it has been popularized by Charles Dowding, a market gardener in the UK, who has a popular YouTube channel, books, and courses. In this video, I'll cover the main benefits of no-dig and share some wins I achieved this year as a result of switching to no-dig. So the first benefit impacts your time and effort. In traditional gardening, it was common to double dig, fork, or use a power tiller to break up the soil in spring to make it ready for planting. This is seriously hard work. I know, as I did it one spring and was wondering, isn't there an easier and quicker way? But not only is it a lot of work, but all of this working the soil can break down soil structure, which will then affect how well your plants grow. And that ultimately affects how much you can harvest. Also, all this digging, forking, and tilling will bring up weed seeds that may have been lying dormant under the soil. The moment those weed seeds get a bit of light, water, and warmer temperatures in spring, when the sun shines, they will sprout. The other issue is that soil organisms are disturbed by working the soil. You're possibly injuring or killing worms in the soil, and other smaller organisms are having their homes destroyed. And finally, soil-borne diseases will get distributed more widely throughout your bed as you dig, fork, or till. So what is the alternative? Enter no-dig or no-till. This involves what you might think: no digging, forking, or tilling. But how do you then get rich, loose, productive soil that can grow long taproot vegetables such as carrots and parsnips, even in clay soil? The trick is to add a thick layer of a good quality, rich compost to the top surface of your soil once a year. Now, many gardeners do that, but then they try to mix that compost into the soil below. No-dig skips that step and simply lets soil organisms and plant roots take care of mixing in the compost over time. And many shallow-rooted plants, such as lettuce and greens, simply thrive in the compost layer without ever touching the native soil underneath. Typically, at least a 4-inch layer is used, although you can go deeper. It just requires more compost, and if you're buying it, that can get expensive. In this bed, as well as my other beds, I added about a 4-inch layer in spring. Although if you can try to add compost in the fall, then over winter, rain and snow can help to move some of the nutrients in the compost further down. Also, if you're getting hot compost that needs a month or two to break down, you won't burn your seedlings, as you would if you put the compost in spring. So what were my results? In this bed in particular, I had a great kabocha squash harvest and probably would have had an even bigger harvest if the weather would have been hotter in summer. I also had some issues with pollination, again likely caused by the weather. My other beds had similar results. I have a beautiful forest of leeks, my beans were plentiful, and I still have some great stands of komatsuna, a Japanese mustard. My lettuce also took off in this bed until it bolted from a bit of a heat wave we had. And what was amazing was the lack of weeds. The compost I put on had been properly hot composted to kill any weed seeds. And it did a great job of stopping almost all weed growth, except for some pesky bindweed, which can be almost impossible to remove. Any weeds that did sprout were easy to remove from the loose, spongy compost. I also grew some mushrooms, not edible ones, but mushrooms are often a sign of healthy soil. Speaking of which, when I pulled up my bean plants after they were finished, I found a lot of mycelium hanging on the roots and in the soil itself. This supports plant life and a healthy soil. And I did not have to add any additional fertilizer or other amendments to my bed. The compost seemed to provide enough nutrients to the plants to thrive. So I'm impressed with NoDig, and I'll continue with it next year, likely getting another load of compost either this month or early next month. Yes, it's a bit of work for me to move it from my driveway over there where it gets delivered to my beds here, but once it's done, that's it. I save time not having to dig, fork, or till, and save time not having to weed as much. And of course, the big benefit is having better harvests, which we're all aiming for. I hope that encourages you to try NoDig. If you have any questions about it, please ask in the comments below. And remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Healthy Fresh Homegrown. Take care.